Okay guys, I know, it's been like a month since my last haunt vlog video, but I'll tell you, I thought it was rough the first year when we had 3 months to build on a half acre, but we're going on 2.5 months at the 17-acre piece of property, and it's just one thing after another. It took over 3 weeks. We finally got our power poles in. See, one there, there's our third one down the line. And for any of you thinking of possibly biting the bullet and buying a piece of property to put a haunt on and doing your own power, we're close. I don't even want to say the number we're at. The power poles alone were at $4 grand for 3 poles. So it is no joke when you're decide to take the jump to be ready for it. And just the inspections, the permits, oh my goodness. One thing after another. And every one step we take forward, it seems like we step back again for another week because something else came up. We've been waiting on an office trailer. There was supposed to be a 14 by 60 foot office trailer to go in this spot here to separate our line waiting area from the actor area, costumes, makeup, storage, all that. We've been waiting over a month and a half for a trailer we paid for to be delivered, and it still ain't here. So we're in a pickle for that. We're still waiting to get our power pedestal built. We have to bring in 2 dump trucks worth of dirt because underneath the ground here, you see these rocks? These don't even touch the size of rock that I'm standing on. You go down right where that water's puddled, solid rock. So we have to bring in 3 feet of dirt to go from that pole to where our pedestal's going to go, and that's where all of our breakers are going to be, and that's another large expense. But basically, I just want to show you in the last month, since the last video, what's been done here. So this is still the entrance. This shoot, my battery's about to die. I guess I'll go get another one. We'll be right back. Okay, fresh battery, take 2. So this is still the entrance of the haunt, and this is actually perfect timing because we have most of the framework for all of our scenes up, but no walls, no permanent roofs, no details. And we open in 18 days. So you're going to get to see what we have built in the past, a little over a month, maybe a month and a half. And then see how we finish off for opening season. So this is the first thing you're going to come to. This is our old church facade from the old location. It's going to be a confessional booth. And once again, I don't want to give away too many details here until everything is done. But basically we're going to have a room back there, and we're going to have someone in our immortal mask, Reverend mask back there, and he's going to do a little pop scare. He'll lead you around. We'll have a hearse parked over here. He'll direct you into the woods. All this after our rules room, by the way. These are the cemetery gates, which I actually did a tutorial video on and haven't gotten time to do all the editing yet. Or post it, obviously, because you haven't seen it. But fear not, one is coming. So those gates will be up here, and they'll be locked, so you'll have to take this detour path. And make sure, if you're watching this now, if you didn't see the first video, you can go ahead and watch that to see what this looked like as a bare trail before we started building stuff and clearing, because this was all like very dense woods. So this is our cemetery. We brought our real headstones over from the old location. Still have to brace them up to make sure they don't fall on anyone, but you'll walk around through them. You'll come to our mausoleum, which I carved a facade from foam on. So there will be some laser effects in here in this narrow hallway. This is going to be our casket room, so we're going to have a little viewing area here with an actor. I'll just give you a side shot here. Most of our haunt is currently built with these oversized pallets that we got from a GM plant near us. Almost all of our roof sections are panels from a local power sports center. These are what the large size ATV razors and jet skis get shipped in. They're donated to us, so they work really well. And then also, most of the structures, aside from the last 3 that we built, are all up on landscape timbers, which are treated. Very important for an outdoor hunt. This way, when it rains, none of the walls are touching the ground. Like I said, aside from the last few structures we made, because we were really running short of time. There's a little detour path here to make it a little longer, but we'll skip that. But yeah, having it up on stilts, 1, for leveling purposes, really helps, and 2, then the walls don't get wet when it rains, and if it does get a downpour, the water just runs right underneath them. We don't have any issues with standing water. So this is our dollhouse. Once again, same roof framework. All the roofs, most of the roofs I should say, will be finished off with chloroplast and black plastic over it to protect the chloroplast. We're still milking that whole load that we got dry. So we'll have a ventilator prop in here. I don't want to give away the story until more of the details are up, but this is going to be a closet, so you'll walk through it, and then you will walk into the second bedroom. And I will give you a nice wide shot here. Once again, this is all free material, minus some 2x4s. We do buy some 2x4s because you can never have enough of those no matter what you do. Be it for roofs or braces or framing out doorways, you just always need 2x4s. So after you leave the dollhouse, you come to our scarecrow scene, which I don't think has changed since the first video, because I've just been putting it off because it's going to be a simple scene, but we're going to have a scarecrow perch here, and these pallets will be lining this path, and we're actually getting a bunch of corn donated to us, so we'll have real 8-9 foot tall corn stalks lining this whole little area. We'll bring you to the next structure, which is for our skin harvester. This is for one of our 16-year-old volunteers who came in last year, and he really proved himself. Was there every night, did a really good job, so we said, all right, you get your own scene next year, what do you want? He told us what he wanted to do, so it's all right, we're going to build you a building. So this will all be decked out really nice with a lot of eye candy. You can see here some more of the posts that we had cemented in the ground to sturdy up our walls. All of our roofs are basic single side pitches. It's easier than doing a peaked roof for what we're going for this year, and like I said, I mean, we've been doing this for a month and a half, so this is a lot. Most of it has been myself and my partner Robbie. When he gets off of work, if his family doesn't need him at home, he comes by and helps for a couple hours each night, and on the weekends we usually have at least one, sometimes if we're lucky 2 or 3 people show up to help move stuff and be extra sets of hands and clear paths and all that. So it's not like we have a big army doing this, but I will tell you, you do need at least one person who's doing something all the time, and in this case that's me. As y'all know, I have no shortage of things to do. This is our lattice scene. So this is going to be a lot of white vinyl lattice with some elastic bands in place. If you were at Transworld, or you might have seen online through Facebook, someone probably shared it to you by now, the lunatic lattice effect is what we're going for. This building is going to be our laser swamp, which is going to be green this year, and it's going to be more ghillie themed. We went and bought some fancy camo netting and a high-end ghillie suit. So most of our walls for our solid scenes will be chloroplast, whether it be painted or not. Let's see, this scene here we actually have done nothing with. We'll walk the path though. This is going to be our clown scene, and I've always saved my clown scene for last because 9 times out of 10, someone in a clown suit by themselves is absolutely terrifying to anyone who doesn't like clowns. So Clowns usually need the least amount to be effective, but so I usually save them for the end, just when we're running really short of time. It's easy to throw up a couple walls or a makeshift jack-in-the-box. A lot of lighting effects. As you can see, we've got a couple different paths in here. Basically, you would go back down that path, and that loops around to this path to come back up, and then back down this. So we made it kind of a more so for a chasing scene. Once again, this clown scenes are for the people who are terrified of clowns. You got your people who are indifferent and they could care less what's going on. They like to look. But the people who are scared of clowns are the ones that that you target for that. Whew. So we'll round out from there, and this is our voyeur scene. So I picked up some garage door panels from a local guy for pretty cheap. So this guy is going to be obsessed with film and faces. This is actually the one structure that is not finished in framing yet, as you can see by stuff kind of hanging all wonky. This part we're in right now is going to get larger. It's going to be a projector room. This room here with the inside of the garage door has a really good effect, so we're going to have this be our dark room. So big red light in here, hanging pictures, photography equipment, stuff like that. And this room will be where he does his operations on people's faces, because he's looking for that perfect face. And then we will walk up a little further, and there's room in between these big scenes that we cleared out. If we get new volunteers, that we can give a mask and say, well, we don't have an absolute spot for you, so go between these two scenes and see what you come up with. And if they're good enough and they get a good shtick going, then we build mini scenes in between for them. We will build through the 3rd week of October, either changing or adding. It's non-stop through the 3rd week. This is a cattle chute that we picked up that does not belong in this scene, but this is going to be going in our slaughterhouse. This will be a walkthrough for our big ending, which I'll explain in a minute. But this scene is our sacrifice scene. All these stone rocks, which I'm sure the pile's just gotten bigger since the first video. There will be several stone altars. There will be some fire effects in this scene. Our main person for this scene bought one of the new demon masks from Immortal Mask, and he's putting a whole medieval costume together. It's going to look pretty cool. You can kind of see down there another toy we just picked up. I'll see if I can get closer later on. That's a 24-foot cattle trailer, which will also be going in our slaughterhouse. The structure that's gotten the most attention lately actually has a facade on it fully now, which I'm really excited about, and that's our barn. It is 15.5 feet tall, and with the correct lighting, which most of you know I'm all about creative lighting, this thing is really going to pop in the dark, because out here it gets pitch black, so we have no problem hiding stuff. There is a platform, so we can have someone up in the hay window up there. This is a 6-stall barn. Robbie, I know you're watching this at some point and you're going to make a comment. Yes, you got 6 stalls. He was so persistent on having 6 stalls for this barn. We use pallets for the roof with a little bit of hay. Will be very convincing. This structure is going to get a really big surprise in this corner here. I'm not saying anything until mid-season. When I do another video. I think this year I'm actually going to do a walkthrough for you guys. A live walkthrough with the actors, all the lights, all the props going. I know I said I'd do it in the past and I haven't had time. This year I'm going to do it. I owe it to you guys because I haven't been putting out enough videos this summer. And that will bring you to our last big scene, which is our slaughterhouse. So you'll come in the front here, and we were lucky enough to pick up an actual deli case. So this is going to be full of some of my props that I sell. Some hands, some heads, some feet. Just picked up something to make some convincing brains with. And then we'll have a little bathroom slash wash area for our butcher. So think truck stop bathroom mixed with you know, food prep area. you get the idea. This will be his butcher area. So we'll come out there. That 24-foot cattle trailer, I believe, is going in this path. And I'm not sure what we will have going on in there yet. That's something that kind of came up last minute. But I'm sure we'll think of something to have in there, or someone. That cattle chute I showed you earlier from the sacrifice scene will be over here. And that will actually be the entrance to our claustrophobia tunnel. Our squeeze tunnel, a 16-footer. That's going to be our quote-unquote grinder. So down here in the south, you know, if anyone not from the south or doesn't know what, I can't even talk. If you're not from the south or not any sort of farming knowledgeable, a cattle chute is usually what they put a cow in, and then they clamp the head down to either give it shots or check it for something, but it holds it in place. So usually people don't want to go into an active one if they know what it is. And this little area here is going to be another surprise just for the end, but it's basically just going to be a little celebration scene. That one I don't want to give away either. It's too good to explain it and then have you know what it is when I show it to you later on. But that's it. They will take this path here to the right, which will end them right next to the entrance. This year, since I'm not going to be in a scene, which will be a first for me, let alone being in the last scene, so in addition to, you know, being an owner, being in a scene and being in the last scene, I get to see what people thought of it, what they liked, what they didn't like, if they had fun, if they had a bad time, if everyone was doing their job right, what scenes were doing real good. This will allow the customers to come back up through the front where I can ask them that up there. So, that's it. I'm going to get to work because for some reason it's only like 70 degrees today and overcast. And it's been close to 100 here the past 2 weeks, so I'm going to take good use of this time and try and get as much done as I can. Oh yeah, if you guys have an outdoor haunt, if you don't have a golf cart with a bed on it, get one. It is so worth the investment. Oh, I can load all my tools in this. I can strap 2x4s. I got 8 pallets high on this bad boy. And I can take it wherever I need to. It's great. But for now, that's it, guys. I'm going to try and get this video up ASAP, hopefully tomorrow. So thanks for thinking inside the jar. Stay with me. Keep spreading the evil olive word. And we will be back here in another week or so and see all the changes we made. Thanks, guys. See you soon.